everyone, welcome to the next episode of the series 3D Archaeologist. Last time we had the opportunity to see the fascinating project that used 3D scans for significant artifacts to speed up the process of editing and modifying the 3D copies. Thanks to working on a very dense triangle mesh achieved from the data registered by scanners, such a model can be easily transformed and used, for example, to create a stamp for minting a copy of a unique coin, or to make a copy of an artifact with original functionality restored, which will certainly be a great interest to a wide audience. To have a very detailed, precise model of an artifact opens up a huge number of possibilities for its use: popularization, online publication, archiving, finally experimental archaeology, as well as reconstruction, done especially often while working with damaged or incomplete pottery. This process usually is based on the extensive knowledge and talents of an archaeologist creating manual drawing documentation. Modern technology allows this process to be sped up and more accurate. Achieving a digital three-dimensional model, which is an identical representation of an artifact, can be a great help for conservators and archaeologists, both in the preparation of detailed documentation and non-destructive research. The scanned object can be virtually measured, including making the virtual cross-sections without the need to have the original in the laboratory. An additional advantage of 3D scanning object is the easier interpretation of damage created during the use of the object and in post-depositioning processes. Due to the exact mapping of the object, it is possible to determine the level of damage. It is important that the used technology allows for the registration of the exact form and colors of the artifact, which is possible with structured light scanners using white LED light, such as the SmartText scanners for archaeological application. This equipment was created with a great care for obtaining the perfect representation of the original, both in terms of the accuracy of geometry and the color representation. The company also factored in the recommendation of the Polish National Institute of Museology and Monument Protection regarding digitalization of the purpose of documenting museum objects. For the use of a 3D scan in research related to the reconstruction and analysis of damage of an artifact, it is worth mentioning an interesting example of using scans to recreate the aboriginal form of a highly decorated plate from the Wisłoujście Museum in Poland. The preserved fragments were 3D scanned, which allowed for their precise documentation with minimal physical contact with researchers. The plate was placed on a rotary stage integrated with the SmartText 3D scanner, so the entire scan took place without the need to touch the delicate monument. The achieved color point cloud was not only a part of the documentation, but also allowed for digital assembly in such a way as to be able to make all the necessary measurements without the need to manipulate fragile artifact fragments, such as calculating the volume and surface area of the plate. This made it possible to obtain very accurate results, which is very difficult when drawing and measuring by hand, taking into account the state of preservation of the artifact. On the next step, using the proper software, on the basis of the achieved scan of the artifact, the most probable shape of the entire plate was generated. After the reconstruction of the damaged part, the real object was digitally compared with the reconstructed one. That made it possible to achieve information on the damage percentage. Further analysis of the digital model provided data on the pottery workshop, such as the thickness of the bottom and the walls of the plate, and even the production technique based on the visible throw marks and thickness reduction of the ceramic material. Any morphological changes resulting, for example, with changes in the proportion of the clay additives or differences in baking, were visible on the model and possible to measure. Automatic performance of this type of reconstruction can significantly increase the accuracy of archaeological documentation, as well as speed up and shorten the time needed to prepare it. The use of 3D models not only protects the artifact but also enables popularization of the collection and precise information about it, which can contribute to research development and the growth of knowledge. The creation of virtual museums may be beneficial for all visitors, and the building of digital databases containing 3D models gives scientists much more opportunities for extensive, detailed research. In addition to analysis of the surface and form, it is possible, as shown in the example, to make digital reconstruction of the damaged part, which not only leads to faster and more accurate research process, but can be of great help in the conservation process of the artifact. And I will talk about it in the next episode. See you then!